What if I told you the life you're living right now, your choices, your dreams, even your identity, might not actually be yours? From the moment you were born, you've been shaped by culture, by family, by invisible rules you never agreed to. And somewhere along the way, you started playing a role without even realizing it. In this video, we're going to uncover the hidden forces that have been scripting your life and explore what it really means to find yourself through the eyes of one of psychology's most profound thinkers, Carl Jung. Imagine waking up one morning with a strange weight pressing down on your chest, not from fear or sadness, but from a quiet realization. What if the life you've been living isn't really yours? What if your thoughts, your choices, even your deepest desires have been shaped not by who you are, but by what the world expects you to be? Take a moment to consider how much of your identity is authentic and how much is inherited, absorbed, or adopted. Today we're going to dive into one of the most transformative ideas in modern psychology, an idea proposed by Carl Jung. Life begins at the moment you find yourself. But what does it really mean to find yourself? Is it simply about self-awareness, or is there something more, something deeper, and far more liberating? Let's find out. From the moment we're born, a script begins to write itself. We're given a name, assigned a role, handed beliefs, taught what to pursue, and told what to avoid. We're praised for being agreeable, punished for being different, and so we learn to adapt. We shape ourselves around approval, suppressing the messy, inconvenient parts of who we are. We become performers in our own lives, wearing masks we didn't choose, in plays we never auditioned for. Jung called this outward mask the persona, the version of ourselves we present to the world. It's useful, even necessary. Without it, we couldn't function in society. But here's the danger. The more we identify with the mask, the more we lose sight of who we really are underneath it. Now, if the persona is what we show to others, there's another part we hide even from ourselves: the shadow. The shadow isn't just made of negative traits. It includes any part of ourselves we've disowned: our vulnerability, our sensitivity, our ambition, our untamed creativity. Maybe you were told as a child to be strong and never cry. Or maybe you learned early on that being curious or questioning authority brought punishment, not praise. So you buried those parts. But buried doesn't mean gone. The shadow doesn't disappear. It lurks, it influences, and often it shows up in the people we dislike the most. Ever notice how the things that annoy you in others tend to mirror parts of yourself you'd rather not face? That's your shadow, waving at you through the mirror of human interaction. Jung believed this confrontation with the shadow isn't a step backward, it's a leap forward toward becoming whole. So, how do we move from masks and projections to something more real? Jung called this journey individuation, the process of becoming your most authentic self by integrating all the parts of your psyche, not just the socially acceptable ones. But this path isn't paved with comfort. It requires looking inward. It requires confronting the internal conflicts you've avoided for years. It means asking, why do I fear being vulnerable? Why do I crave approval? Why do I sabotage my own happiness? These aren't easy questions. That's why most people never ask them. Instead, we distract ourselves, scrolling, binging, working, consuming, anything to avoid silence. But silence is where the truth begins to speak. Jung believed that deep within all of us are archetypes, universal patterns of behavior and meaning that shape our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Think of the hero, the mentor, the rebel, the child, the caregiver, and yes, the shadow. These aren't just characters and stories. They're ancient energies that live inside each of us. For example, when you step into a new chapter of your life and face an overwhelming challenge, the hero archetype awakens. When you find yourself resisting change or confronting inner demons, that's the shadow rising. These archetypes are like internal myths, guiding your journey whether you're aware of them or not. The goal isn't to choose one and live by it. It's to recognize all of them and learn to balance their influence. Among the most powerful of Jung's ideas is that every person holds within them both masculine and feminine energies, regardless of gender. He called these the anima and animus. The anima, our inner feminine, governs intuition, emotion, receptivity. The animus, our inner masculine, governs logic, assertiveness, direction. When one dominates and the other is suppressed, we fall into imbalance. A man disconnected from his anima may become emotionally numb, rigid. A woman disconnected from her animus may feel passive, unable to take decisive action. But when these energies are integrated, when feeling and thinking, receiving and acting come together, we gain something incredibly rare: inner harmony. Before we go deeper, take a second and ask yourself this: who would you be if no one was watching? Strip away the expectations, the labels, the fear of judgment. What's left? Because this next part might be the most important thing you hear today. The very qualities you've been hiding, your insecurities, your desires, even your failures, might be the key to unlocking your true self. Here's the final and perhaps most unsettling truth Jung pointed toward. The self you identify with right now is an illusion, not fake, but not fixed either. It's a fluid construct built from memories, roles, beliefs, and fears. It is not the full story, it is the surface. Beneath the ego, beneath the persona, beneath even the shadow, lies something far more expansive: the true self. Not the self you think you are, but the self that is, spacious, timeless, and whole. You are not a static being. You are a process, a becoming. And every day you are invited to peel back another layer. So, how do you begin this journey toward wholeness? Start with awareness. Pay attention to your triggers, your reactions, your patterns. They're clues, breadcrumbs from your unconscious. Welcome the shadow. Instead of fighting your flaws, get curious about them. Ask what they're trying to teach you. What part of you has gone unseen? Listen to your dreams. Jung saw dreams as the voice of the unconscious. Keep a journal. Interpret with openness, not logic. Drop the mask notice when you're performing. Ask, who am I trying to impress? And why? Surrender the idea of arriving. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been, beneath the noise, beneath the fear. Most people spend their lives looking outward, chasing goals, validation, security. But the answers you're seeking have been inside you the whole time. You are not just your thoughts. You are not just your job, your habits, your past, or your fears. You are a mystery, one worth exploring. And now you've heard the call. The question is, will you keep living someone else's story, or begin writing your own? Because your life doesn't truly begin until you find yourself. You've spent your life becoming what the world told you to be, but now you have the chance to become who you truly are. If this video sparked something in you, if it made you question, reflect, or even feel a little uncomfortable, then don't let that moment pass. Like the video if it resonated with you. Share your biggest insight or question in the comments. I read everyone. And subscribe if you're ready to go deeper into the journey of self-discovery, philosophy, and the search for meaning. You're not alone in this. Let's walk this path together.